Good morning. And I thought I would just start with, how do you build a good life? Relentlessly follow your intuition. Build with people who also love to grow. Take responsibility for your healing. Love yourself so deeply that you feel at home in your body and mind. Teach yourself to forgive and never stop being a kind person. I love this quote by Young Pueblo. This quote reflects a lot of the things that we teach here at the Brave Thinking Institute. You see, using your intuition, having a mastermind of people around you who are also growing in the same container that you are, taking responsibility for loving yourself and for your own healing, teaching yourself to forgive both yourself and others, and never stop being a kind person are all key elements of the dream building process, okay, and of brave thinking. And so I just love that quote, and I decided I needed to share it with you today. Today is February 17th, and you are here with me, Kristina Swanson, your life mastery consultant and dream builder coach. And I am so pleased this month that we are working on relationships. Okay. Now, last week we slogged through a whole lot of information, too much information about boundaries. And so today I thought we would keep it light. And my purpose today is going to be to teach you two tools, two techniques that you can use whenever you have a challenging conversation to have with somebody. Okay. Excellent. But first, we are going to do what we always do at the beginning of our meetings, and that is we are going to generate state. Okay. Now, we do this because it's super important to make sure that we are in a high vibration, right? We want to make sure that our vibration takes us to a place of gratitude and of abundance so that we are attracting to us what it is that we want. And we talk about this all of the time. So I invite you to go ahead and close your eyes, and we're going to do the brave thinking breath. And you are going to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth like you're breathing through a straw. In through your nose and out through your mouth as if you're blowing through a straw. In through your nose and out through your mouth like you're breathing through a straw. I invite you to keep doing this, keeping your eyes closed, allowing your body to relax. Notice if there's anywhere in your body that you're feeling constricted, that you feel tight, that you're holding some kind of a tension, something icky, something that you have to work on today, perhaps. And just notice that part of you. And as you breathe in, imagine that you're breathing in golden, pure light, and that light is going and tackling that spot in your body. And as that spot in your body gets filled with this golden, pure light, that tenseness starts to dissolve. There's no more tenseness. There's no more constriction. There's no more icky. There's just golden, pure light. And as that light continues to pour into this point in your body, it overflows and it begins to fill up your whole body, right? It starts to run up through your spine and into your arms. It runs down through your hips into your legs, all the way down your shins and into your feet. And as you touch this golden light, it starts to dissolve any pain, worry, doubt, or fear that you have in any part of your body. You're no longer holding any negative emotion in your body. Okay? And as you're feeling this golden light just shine through your body, it starts to shine beyond your body. And you are now a glowing ball of energetic golden light. And as that energy reaches out into the infinite, into the universe, it connects you with all things. And as you're connected with all things, you know that you're now plugged into Source. and what it is that you need to be connected to in order to gain what you want to gain. And in this state of infinite glowing connectedness, I want you to think of some things that you're grateful for. Hone in on one super great thing that you're really, really grateful for. And then I want you to think about something that you're proud of. The reason we focus on something that we're proud of is because when we're proud, it's because we've taken an action. It actually signifies that we've taken an action step. And it's action steps that will create the change in your life, right? And so, as you think about that one thing that you're truly blessed and grateful for, and that thing that you are very proud of, I invite you to take a few more deep breaths and then open your eyes. And if you'd love to share, you may feel free to put them into the chat. I would love to hear one thing you're grateful for, one thing you're proud of. And so beautiful. Yeah, I'd love to just have you put those into the chat. Okay. Now I'm celebrating those with you. Just know, because uh, this gratitude is what makes the world go around, right? I'm grateful for you. My gratitude is for my clients, my new clients, and my old clients, and for the ability that I have to serve you. What I'm proud of is that I have the materials put together now for my new program that I'm going to be launching this next week. And it's something I haven't actually offered to the public before, but I'm really excited because I think it's going to resonate with quite a few people. It's called Standing Firm When the Ground is Shaking. Awesome. So, and I'll get you more information on that soon. Anytime you want information about my new programs, feel free to reach out to me. Drop me a line, Chris at KristinaSwanson.com. Link is below to send me an email, and I will get you signed up, right? If you want to be on my email list so that you get notifications anytime I offer a new program. A lot of times I do a freebie in order to launch a program. Let me know, and I will get you on my email list. Okay, great. If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. It will help me to build this channel. If you have suggestions for content that you would like to have me talk about, please put that in here as well. Okay. Super important that I have an idea of whether these messages that I'm producing for you are impactful or not. Okay. Great. So let us go ahead and switch into the material for today. We have been talking about relationships this month, February. We talked about overgiving in the first week, and we talked about boundaries last week. And today I'm going to give you two tools that you can use in pretty much any relationship in order to go into a stressful and perhaps challenging situation where you would normally either avoid it or end up with a big conflict and just not a very good outcome, right? When we're afraid that we're going to have a negative outcome when we approach someone in a relationship, it's often based on our own fear and our own ability of knowing how to actually make an apology or request something from somebody. And so today, these are the two things we're going to address. Okay. And so to do this, I am going to start with a perfect apology, and I am going to share my screen. There it is. The perfect apology. I've made it big. Feel free if you want to screenshot it, whatever you need to do in order to capture it. In the meantime, I am going to talk about this. Okay. When you have to apologize to someone and it feels like it's a really big deal, and maybe even if it isn't, but you want to make sure to describe this as a learning opportunity and not a mistake when you've done something that you're not proud of, okay? If you use this framework, you can make it much more of a relationship builder than a relationship tearer down. Now, using these techniques that I'm going to teach you today can help you to not only resolve a situation, but it can actually help you to strengthen your relationships because it gives you tools to help you communicate better, right? Okay. So let's talk about the perfect apology. It has 5 steps. First one is to simply describe what happened. The second one is to take responsibility. The third one is to explain what you're doing to fix it. Then you're going to tell them how you are planning to make sure that this never happens again. And then you're going to ask them, is there anything else I can do to make this better? Now, let me give you a great example of this. So first, I'm going to state what happened. I put off some work that absolutely had to be finished by a meeting I had at 9 a.m. this morning, and I had to cancel our date because I had to stay home and work. I take responsibility for this because it's my fault that I didn't get the work done earlier so that we could do this date that I had promised you. I know you were looking forward to it, and I know you're very disappointed. What I'm going to do to fix this is in the future, I will absolutely make sure that I have calendarized anything that has to be done and that it's scheduled to be done by Friday so that there's nothing left over on the weekend that might interrupt our date night again. Okay. And my plan to make sure that this never happens again is that I am going to make sure that I'm following my calendar and paying attention, and I'm going to make doing those things that have to be done by Monday morning at 9 a.m., making sure that they're done on Friday. Okay, I won't stop my workday on Friday until those things are done so that there's nothing that gets held over until Sunday. Is there anything else I can do to make this better? How can I make this up to you? So what do you think? Somebody came to you with this kind of an explanation, how would you feel? Does it feel like your needs and your feelings have been taken into account? Do you feel like it might become a pattern that might need to be addressed? Or do you feel like this person has taken accountability for their actions and that you're more confident that they have the ability to solve that? What do you think? Okay, awesome. So with that, I am going to share a second technique with you. And I love this one because it helps you to deal with something that might be stressful or uncomfortable. Okay. And this is called scheduling a sweaty 10-minute conversation. Right. Scheduling a sweaty 10-minute conversation. First step in this can actually be something that can make a sweaty 10-minute conversation unnecessary. Because when you shovel while the pile is small, you can usually eliminate anything that is going to become uncomfortable by simply either doing a perfect apology like we just talked about, or by simply acknowledging that you've made a mistake and apologizing, or doing something to make up for it, right? The key is to not let things build up, right? Your husband or your wife, or your child, your coworker, someone in your life does something that really eggs you on, right? Rather than just shutting up and not dealing with it, it's super important to acknowledge the fact that you're uncomfortable with the situation and to apologize for it or to ask them for an apology. Okay, whatever it is, shovel while the pile is small. Okay. Now, I'm about to share my second technique with you, but actually I just realized there's probably a mini technique that you want to take with either of these. And that is before you go to talk to somebody about something that's difficult or uncomfortable or something that they're angry about, perhaps it's something you need an answer about, okay, you want to make an appointment with that person. And you're going to do this by calling them and saying, hey, I have something I would love to talk to you about. Can I schedule an appointment for 5 minutes this evening so that we can talk about XYZ? And by doing this, you not only ensure that you know when the conversation is going to have, so you don't have to stress over it, you let them know that the conversation is going to happen so that they have the opportunity to think about it and process it, and then come hopefully to that meeting with a more informed mind, right? When you catch somebody off guard, it usually makes them much more defensive and it's harder to talk about something, okay? So if you say, for instance, we just talked about the perfect apology, can we talk when you get home from work? I would really love to apologize to you for that thing that I said, and I'd like to explain to you why I said that. We don't have time right now because we both have to go to work, but I would really love to have that conversation this evening at 5 o'clock. Is that okay with you? Now, as you do this, of course, what you've done is, as I said, you've set you both up so that you have an opportunity to think about it and come back with a more reasoned approach. It also lets both of you have some ease, right? Because you're going to feel a little bit better knowing that this is going to be addressed and resolved. When we leave it hanging out there in the wind, our thoughts keep drifting to thoughts of fear and lack and concern. Now that you have an appointment for 5 o'clock, leave it till 5 o'clock. Okay. And so let's move on to the second technique that I want to share with you. Now, what I just told you about scheduling an appointment might even be more important for this technique, which is called schedule a 10-minute sweaty conversation. Okay. Now, the best way to address something when it's uncomfortable and you're afraid that it might damage your relationship if you address it is to schedule what we call a sweaty 10-minute conversation. So go through the steps and then I'll go through an example. The first step is to shovel while the pile is small. This means to address it when it's just starting to happen, right? Don't wait until it's become a long-term habit. If your husband has been doing something for 10 years, okay, it's a lot harder to ask him to change. Second, you want to go directly to the person. You don't want to go through someone else. You don't want to be trying to leave hints around the house. You want to just make sure you go directly to the person and make sure that you address it one-on-one. You want to set an intention for the conversation so they know what to expect. Otherwise, they might feel like they've been hijacked, right? It's really tough for a lot of people to think rationally and react appropriately when they feel like they've been hijacked. Okay, so set an intention for the conversation so they know what to expect. Tell them what you see. Tell them what you feel. Tell them what you would love. Ask them what they would love. And then commit to a new agreement. And then as soon as you suggest the new agreement, you need to be quiet. Shush. Let the other person talk and actually agree with you. If they don't agree with you, then you need to go back through the steps and see if you can renegotiate another new agreement. Okay, here's my example. I notice that my husband is spending at least several $100s each week playing poker with his buddies. And so I'm going to go to my husband directly and say, honey, I would love to schedule a 5-minute conversation with you this evening after we both get off of work so that we can talk about our budget and getting our bills paid and the money that's being spent on poker. Would that be okay with you? Okay, so now I've made an appointment with him. Okay. Now, at 5 o'clock, when we're both home and we sit down to have our sweaty 10-minute conversation, I'm going to say, here's what I see. I see that by the end of the month, I'm struggling to be able to pay our bills. And this month, I can't pay the electric bill because there's no more money left in our account. I feel concerned because I would never want our electricity to be turned off or to have any other hardships when we couldn't pay our bills on time. Okay. What I would love it would be for us to be able to find a way of making sure that we both get our needs met and that the bills are paid before money is spent on entertainment. Would you be willing to agree that we could pay the bills first, and then any money left over at the end of the month could be used for poker? Then I shut up and let him respond. What do you think? You think these are steps you could take? You think you could shovel while the pile is small? Go directly to the person, let them know in advance what it is that you're going to be talking about so they know what to expect, and then tell them what it is that you see, how you feel, what it is you would love, right? Ask them what they would love. Make sure that they get to tell you their point of view on this, okay? And then to commit to a new agreement. So if you haven't had a chance, screenshot this with your phone before I stop by screen share. I want to make sure that everybody who has enjoyed this tool has a chance to use it. Excellent. Okay. So what do you think of these techniques? They might sound kind of simple. They might kind of sound silly, but what they do is they do a great job of disarming the other person, making sure that they're ready for the conversation, doing it in a mature and a more professional way where you can resolve issues and keep them from building up over the long term, right? If you can use these tools and learn to use them on a regular basis, it'll help you to enhance your relationships, to build stronger communication skills with your spouse, your family members, your coworkers, okay? And all that does is make relationships better and workplaces better and families better. Using these techniques will allow you to build stronger relationships because you're building stronger communication with the people in your life. So, congratulations for getting through this video. I hope you took screenshots and you're able to use these tools moving forward in order to create healthier, stronger, more peaceful relationships in your life. Excellent. Comments, I'd love to have them down below. I would encourage you to like my channel if you appreciated this content. Let me know if there's anything else you'd love to hear about. And join me next Monday morning, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, when I film these live, and we can interact. I can answer questions, and it just makes it funner when I have people online. Regardless, I'm here to help you live a more peaceful, fulfilled life. Take care.